fear is afraid of you too.
Interesting. Break that down.
And like fear has so much control, but it's the same feeling as happiness. Like nobody runs from happiness. Fear is deathly afraid of the day where you turn around and be like, I'm not fucking afraid of you.
It's funny you say that.
And then it loses all power.
Fear is fake. Fear hangs out with fucking Santa Claus. Attention is the #1 asset. Vayner Nation, how are you? Welcome to another episode of Podcasts with Friends. This episode is actually Podcasts with Former Friends because Joe is literally fucking 26 minutes late. The whole show.
Give or take.
I have a hard stop at 11:30, so I want to apologize for you two youngsters. Joe has ruined your exposure.
I was a fan of the show, and you know.
Well,
Joe, what happened?
The Long Island Expressway, and don't pretend like you don't know.
There was an accident. I will say there was.
2 hours, 10 minutes from my house. 37 miles away. I mean, come on. I did what I could.
Listen, you grew up in this area your whole life?
I did.
You should have been here 9 in the morning and you know it. All right.
You're right.
Let's go into the show. Ladies first, let's introduce ourselves to the Vayner Nation. The concept of this show is incredibly simple. There are individuals in the world that, you know, me and my team spend an ungodly amount of time watching human beings move in society. You know, Tyler Walsh and Boyd Music, Tyler Schmidt and Zach and overall culture. I play a lot of role in it. And we just kind of decided I wanted to do new content this year in 2024. And the thing that most excited me was getting people to introduce each other and get to know each other that may not know each other, admire each other from afar. But more importantly, get my audience to meet different voices, different people to follow their journeys on. Everyone's in different parts of their journey. And executionally wise, I really wanted to finally start streaming. It's something I've been watching for a decade and I've just never found my way in because I'm so busy. That's why vlogging worked. You know, D-Rock could follow me in my day-to-day, but this whole concept of now twitching, especially in my office, we tried it last week where like after the show, I was on mute and just streaming in the back and people loved it. I unmuted a couple times and I loved it. And so huge shout out to the Twitch army, all of you that are tuned in right now. Vary Gaynerchuk. That's a great name, big name for me in high school. Yeah, in high school, my friend. I'll never forget the day my friends figured out if they reversed my 2 letters that they could really have some fun with me. So I see Vary Gaynerchuk's in the building. First time chat for J Boy, for Clay Furno. Let me know how you got here. I just tweeted it. I just sent it to my text. Or you're an OG. I want all 300 of you to right now reply OG, text, or Twitter. Let me know how you got here. But the purpose of the show is for the audience to get to know you and for us to talk about shit that's popping in society or sitting on our chests or our minds. We will start ladies first. Why don't you tell the Vayner Nation who you are, what you do?
Yes, how far do you want me to go though?
You could it is your space.
Okay, so my name is Dina Ayada. I'm 19 years old. I'm Moroccan. I was born and raised in Belgium. And I've always been into music. I'm an artist, so I was an artist since a little kid. Like my mom and my dad knew, but it didn't really take me serious. So I participated with the Voice Kids in Belgium when I was 15, super young, still in school. And then that whole experience made me realize that maybe being an artist is what I want to do when I grow up. So after that, my brother, he used to make beats. So then we sat together and we decided to just make songs together, have fun, and then I was 16. I met my producer Chucky and my manager Dro. We recorded a vlog on Chucky's channel, a 16-year-old girl freestyling on my beat, and that had like 1 million views in a couple of weeks. A couple of months. So I was like, wow, I really want to happen. Yeah, I saw like
what happened on The Voice. Did you do well on the show?
Yeah, it was very nice. I got to the semifinals. Yeah.
So you got a lot of exposure from that.
Yes, a lot. It was nice being on stage. My first time being on stage. I was very nervous, very young, but it taught me a lot. So
what a stage to be on for your first one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And so then after that YouTube video popped off, what happened next?
After that, I was like, well, I want to sit down with my producer and manager. We're a team, so I want to find my own sound, something that sounds like Dina Ayada and not other artists.
Yep.
So it took us like 3 years. We was locked in.
Wow.
Yeah. and we really took it serious. So, and then I decided to post a TikTok in December on my birthday. And it was a TikTok of me freestyling on a random beat because I don't listen to beats before I hop on a beat.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Wow. So
I could never do that.
so then
I really resonate with that. If I had any musical talent, that would be more my style. I'm so much more improv in nature. Yeah. Like it just comes so natural to me as a human. It's how my speaking, like I literally sometimes don't even know who I'm speaking to.
Right.
Yeah.
In like 4,000 people events until I get to the location and meet the organizer. I'm like, okay, tell me about the audience. Like I'm more comfortable.
Yeah, but if I throw a beat on right now, you're telling me.
No, I have no musical talent. If I had musical talent, I'd be the biggest rapper in the world.
I believe that. I believe that. No, I really do.
I'm being dead serious. I
believe
have
that.
so much real shit to say.
All right.
Oh, absolutely.
I just have no fucking musical.
You already have the rapper
real
name.
talk. And everyone's always really nice. And like,
Very
Gary, you can do it. I'm like, yeah, Barry Gaynerchuk. Barry Gaynerchuk in the building. And so where are we at the journey now?
So I was 17 at that moment. No, I was turning 17 on my birthday. And I posted a TikTok, didn't overthink it. I was like, man, just let it flow. So then it took me a couple of days. And in the meantime, so I was telling my manager, bro, I want to go to LA. Let's go to LA. I know I'm in school, but we can go after my exams. So basically I was in law school at the beginning of the year. And then we booked our flights, booked everything. We was ready. And then after we booked our flights and everything, my TikTok starts going crazy. It blew up and I was like, maybe this is God's plan.
Yeah.
So after my exams, we went to LA and we were supposed to stay there for 1 month, but we extended the trip. So we stayed 2 months and a lot of producers, labels, artists, they start reaching out to me. So we was really just working over there, like locked in. And I knew like maybe when I go back to Belgium, I might want to drop out of law school because this music might be for me. And when I got back to Belgium, I was talking to my parents. I was like, yeah, I think this might be the right move for me to make right now. Like, I believe in it. So I dropped out and I did it online. I remember my manager calling me 5 minutes later. He was like, Dina, somebody's flying us out to New York next week. I was like, this is God's plan.
There you go.
Amen.
Yeah. So it's been an amazing journey. After that, I just continued posting on TikTok. Everything blew up.
Yeah.
A lot of people reaching out. And then and in the beginning, I told every label, I wanna do a support act at the end of the year. And I just got off tour with TJ.
That's amazing.
Support
Congrats.
act. So
That's
yeah.
amazing.
It's awesome.
So proud of you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Joe?
That's me. I'm a freestyle rapper. My name is Joe. I kick the funky flow. I rock the ass from here to Idaho. Hey, I'm former Impractical Joker, comedian, improv. Started with improv when I was 19. Ran that to the ground. Got some improv experience here in New York. Moved to LA to chase a dream to be a filmmaker. Ended up working at Nordstrom selling men's pants. Moved back here in New York with the boys.
So real quick, just for the kids, your big plan to become this movie mogul.
Yeah.
Go to LA.
Yep. Pick it up, pack it up, go.
The chapter in the book on that was you ended up just working at Nordstrom selling pants.
Yep, selling pants.
All right.
Were you good at selling pants?
I was fantastic.
I
I'm
knew
a
I
hell of a
was- I-
salesman.
you
I
guys
was
had-
selling pants to all the celebrities. I worked at the Grove in LA, which is all a hot spot.
What makes you a pair of pants?
I worked at the Rail, which was the menswear section.
Okay.
And this is when Von Dutch was big. You'll remember that.
Yes, of course.
And so I was rocking it out there and helping celebs and stuff. And that was my claim to fame. And then I just, I loved sales. I was always a salesman. Came back to New York and I was doing comedy on the side till me and the guys got together to figure out what our TV show was. We tried a couple that failed miserably, found Jokers, found that concept and did that for a decade. Then life gave me a couple options of different ways to go and decided to focus on family and figure it all out. And now I've been doing stand-up on my own and been doing touring that for 2 years, writing movies, actually working on getting something started there, which is great. And kind of been performing some big rooms, which is great. I'm playing the Beacon here in New York, which is the one I haven't done. So yeah, the Beacon in January,
When is
which
that?
I'm saying January 20th.
Can people get tickets?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
How did they find out?
JoeGattoOfficial.com. No matter where you live, I'm on tour. But yeah, the January 20th is at the Beacon, which is
Now,
the one I haven't done.
why
so.
official? Like
Because the other one's
why-
taken.
The real?
You know
Yeah, the real.
It kind of goes
It's
like
always the real.
That's like the rule, right? Like it's your name if you can get it. If you can't get your name, you get the real.
Yep.
And if you can't get that, You go with the official.
Yeah. I even had to do underscore Gatto for all my handles. I'm an underscore
I was
guy.
gonna say, you're an underscore guy. Yeah,
I really feel like if you're an underscore person,
Yep.
like shit's just not going.
you know you could probably find.
It's just a common name. I mean, you guys don't have a common name.
I agree. But I
Joe
fucked it up.
Gatto in New York.
I fucked it up.
Yeah,
I
there's
like
a couple
added
of
2
them.
silent E's to it. I'm supposed to be this branding expert, and I like completely fucked it up. Anyway, how are you enjoying stand up right now?
I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Is that
give me
your
a
like
minute.
favorite place to be?
To entertain is
Yeah.
to make people laugh, and now
Yeah.
you can get in front of people and do it that way. But I enjoy writing. I enjoy all of it. I've always enjoyed all of it. You know, I've been doing a bunch of different avenues now that the time is like, you know, I've had the time now. Wrote a kid's book, which is coming out next year. Which
Joe,
I'm
sorry to
excited
interrupt,
about.
but there's 800 people now on Twitch.
Oh,
Look at that.
Which is a real number.
There you go.
And I feel like
Hi,
you should
friends.
say something to them.
All right, everyone watching on Twitch, we just wanted to get you all together and say, you know, be kind to each other.
Oh.
Hey, amen.
That's
Hey,
right.
Be
Be kind to
now.
each other.
Is this
Come
a
on,
Gary Vee
that's it.
impression?
That's
I'm
it,
getting
man.
excited.
That's it, man. You got to be kind because you know life sucks. Suck harder, friends. Get out there and do what you got to do.
Right.
And
Amen.
you just keep smiling and spread some joy.
I love
There you
that.
go.
My
There you
brother.
go. So my name is Nicky Cassano. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Nicky
The official
Cass.
Nick. The official Nick.
Well, it's
Underscore,
actually, it was
Official
actually,
underscore
it's
Nick.
actually the real Nick with an underscore at the end. But yeah, I started.
No, really, what is your handle?
Nicky Cass. Nicky.cass. So I
Oh, he's
started.
got the dot.
Yeah, he's got that. No, but wait. So funny story. So that's the same handle that I had in high school. So like. My whole thing was like, I was a big sports guy. I played baseball my whole life, and I didn't really think that this was ever in the cards. And then one day, I was training clients in a gym. I thought I was going to open up a gym and do this whole thing. I was training clients out of my garage. I always had like the entrepreneurial spirit. Anytime I wanted to like make some money, my dad would tell me to go wash the cars, or like I'd sell stuff on eBay. So grew up like that. But I was always the class clown. So like every sports team I was on, I was always like bound to make you laugh, and it just always felt so good. But it came natural. So I was never like,
Even the way you talk is
this
like
is a talent.
funny.
You know what's funny? So I was.
You agree?
No, but
Okay,
okay,
yeah.
no, all right.
I believe that.
No,
It's
yeah,
delivered.
for real. Because I used to play on this travel baseball team, and I was the only kid from New York.
Oh.
And every time I open my mouth,
People just
they
laugh.
start
I
laughing.
love it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, I didn't even fucking
Say
say
water.
anything. Yeah. I mean, like, but they were all from the side. And I'd say like, all right, here we go, kid. They go, all right, here we go, kid.
Yeah.
So it was the whole thing. I never, like I said, it just kind of came natural. So posted on TikTok. The first video blew up, and
The first one.
the first one got
Get
2
the fuck
million
outta
views.
here.
Yeah, 2 million
Your
views.
first TikTok.
My first TikTok got 2 million views. So I was working in
What
a
year
gym.
was this?
This was 2020.
Yeah. I was trying to tell
It was right before the pandemic.
I was trying. Boy, you know this. I was.
Right, you were
definitely
talking.
know this. I was trying to tell
Yeah, yeah.
everybody.
But see, like, Gary,
got on because of you.
I didn't have,
I did.
like, it wasn't part,
I
like, my
listened.
buddies were just like, because I would send the shit to my buddies.
Yeah.
And they were like, post it. And I'm like, I'm just going to open up the gym.
By the way, on that, because I just want to give value to the audience.
Yeah.
By the way, 807, all of you, share the shit out of this link right now. And this is where I'm going. Don't share it on social. Share this link right now to that thread. We all have that
Right.
thread. We all have that WhatsApp or iMessage group
Right.
text where, like, to your point, everyone's their best version
Yep.
in their best friend's text group.
100%.
I've got a Jets one and a Knicks one and a college one and a, like a sports card one and
Yeah.
like we all have them. And I feel like for a lot, the reason I'm jumping in right now, I apologize, Nick,
No,
for
no.
jumping in, is I believe that there's 25 people listening right now
For sure.
that are in a thread where their buddies are saying, you should do fantasy football full time.
For sure.
You're the smartest and best one in
Yeah,
our
sure.
crew.
For sure.
But they're like, nah, I'm not
Yeah,
Matthew
for
Berry.
sure.
Or you're funny,
For
which is
sure.
obviously very common because humor is a
Yeah.
foundation of group chats. But like humor or knowledge,
Yep.
I'm telling you, for the 25 out of the million that listen to this podcast over the next 3 years in the long tail of consumption, please use this as a sign, God's plan, back to your point, as like, you know what, fuck it. My friends have been telling me for 2
Yep.
years. I've secretly been thinking about it
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
2 months.
right, for sure.
Use this moment. This dude's first TikTok.
The first one.
Wow.
The first fucking one. And to be honest with you, to that point too, like if I didn't
Did
put
you send
myself
a link
out
to
there,
a bunch of your
I just
everyone?
fucking posted. It was 8 minutes. I'll never forget. It was a Wednesday night, 7:52 p.m. I'm working in the gym in my college, right? So I got 6 clients that I'm training. I worked in the athlete gym downstairs at the school that I was at. I was like, you know what? Like no one's coming in. Fuck it. I'm just gonna make a video. So
It's
I made
time.
It's a quick 15-second video. Posted. Didn't think anything of it. The next morning I woke up and it was just going ballistic. But then I
you
deleted
didn't, have,
the
you,
app.
didn't, you didn't have alerts on, so you didn't know.
Nothing. Gary, I woke up in the morning.
What?
And I'm going to do my routine in the morning, and my phone is
What is your
like,
routine in the morning?
I mean,
Be very personal.
okay, so I wake up. The first thing I do, I take my pills. I take a heart not a heart. I take a multivitamin. I take a probiotic.
You confused a heart
Vitamin D.
medication and a multivitamin?
Yeah, no, I did. And there's no going back from it. Well, because my buddy takes a heart medication, and we were on the topic. But yeah, anyway, bottom line, I had not put myself out there. I wouldn't have realized that I did have a gift, that I did have talent, and that I actually love the sport of business. So the onset of like, just put yourself out there. I think like I was always kind of good with me no matter what. So like if it just didn't work out, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like
you had self-esteem.
Yeah.
correct. And so
It fucking matters.
Oh, for sure.
The whole, honestly,
100%.
20 years into this journey, 15, and especially 5 to 7 on the shit I'm talking about.
yeah.
This is a binary. I feel, I can already feel at 48 that my 65-year-old content is going to be super weird, because all I'm going to want to say is it is self-esteem versus insecurity.
For sure.
I don't want to talk to you fucking people about anything else.
Right.
Like
Right.
if you are insecure, someone made you insecure, go to get therapy, meditation, change your routine, cut your friends out that make you feel that way.
Yep.
Like enough. Fucking
many
enough.
healthy ways.
Stop. Like all you fucking people out there
Right.
that are just willing to lean into cynicism and negativity and darkness. I promise you, it's just a pure reflection of what's in your heart. Like
Yeah.
this is a binary game. You were good, and this is why I'm jumping in again. Everyone who feels that they're good, that's listening, should only live putting themselves out there
100%.
24/7, because nothing bad can happen
100%.
because you're good.
100%. There's no like fear of what are people going to say if it doesn't do
100%.
well. And like my friends would say, like, I remember I went to lunch with one of the, I'm not really friends with him anymore, but he was like you just don't ever feel like weird, like putting stuff out on. I'm like, no, man.
That's him
Like,
feeling weak. Like he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
He would worry about what the girl that he thinks is cute thinks.
Right.
He would worry about what his mom thinks.
Right.
He would worry about what you would think about him.
For sure.
Like
For sure.
everything good in my life is based on the fact that I deeply care about people,
Right.
but not their subjective opinions about me.
Yes.
I deeply care about people, even strangers
Yeah.
or acquaintances that are becoming, strangers become acquaintances, acquaintances become friends, VeeFriends. That's what this is.
Boom, there it is.
And most of all, back to Mike Boyd, and Dustin's on this journey, and you'll get there over time, and then friends become fucking family.
Amen. It's
Yeah.
nobody's business. It's not your business what other people think of you. And that's something that's always stuck in my head.
It's so real.
It's just not
Like,
your business.
I just really want to have this combo while we're on it. Like, please explain to me what somebody saying your shit actually means. It means actually nothing.
right.
Like, actually.
Yeah.
No, it literally means absolutely nothing.
Like, absolutely
Because
nothing.
Well, I will say this though.
Please.
Don't you think like I mean, we all have confidants, right? So
course.
if you are in the, because I feel like sometimes there is that fine line, not caring what people think versus caring what people think who care about you. And I think
Yes.
you have to look about where a place it comes from.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I've been in
There's a
different places
fine
too.
line of not being delusional. I'm
Yeah.
not sitting here saying, I hate when people say, like, I'm trying to be a little bit better about, like, other people's opinions don't matter. Actually, they do matter. Like, I use people's feedback, confidants or strangers. By the way, for me, Neil Cut Comp and Salsa Chick Linda, like, their opinion does matter to me. Like, do they think I'm too abrasive? Do they think I'm awesome? Do they think, like, I use it as feedback, but I can't internalize it
For sure.
as the thing
That's
that gives
the
me
difference.
validation
Yeah.
for my life. By the way, the key for me is not accepting the accolades. The reason I think I do well with negativity is because I don't believe when people call me great.
Yeah.
I'm just in the middle.
I think one of the things, because in the world of what we do, like everybody's a critic, and
100%.
and what I've come to realize, and like even though like if you're secure in yourself, I would say like if everyone at this table is pretty secure in themselves, but there are times where you do question, like on the journey up. Like I'm sure when you were coming up and when you were doing your thing, like I've developed this analogy called the dinner table. And so I get 6 chairs at my dinner table. I pick 6 people. When people come to me and they either say like, you should do this, you should do that, I don't like this, I don't like that, I think to myself, are you sitting at my dinner table? Well, if you're not, I'll take what you say, but again, I'm not going to internalize it. So for me, that's been super valuable in the whole, because when you're out there every day, like people are getting perceptions of you and like who you are.
Yep.
And if you try and live up to that expectation of what you think it is, you're not being you.
I also think it starts at home of how, like, for me, one of the reasons I also don't struggle that much with judgment is I don't judge. I've been paying attention to a lot of people that are struggling with it. I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah.
You're in the business. You spend all day going through the feed and judging people too. You're judging people, which is why you're vulnerable to judgment. I don't know these people.
Right.
I don't even know Dustin and Boyd like that. These are guys I really know, but I don't really know. I know some nuances, but I haven't been in their home 30, 50, 100 times.
Right.
It's not like I'm not having a monthly dinner for 2 hours with them. So if I don't know fucking people that are in my inner circle, I definitely don't know anybody.
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody really knows anybody besides themselves. Even your parents and your siblings. I think what I'm about to say will hit for all of us. You know that not a person on earth knows absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Every one of us right now has some shit that we know about ourselves that we know not one person on earth. There is not one person on earth that fully knows you besides yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
So people are just sitting out here judging people 24/7 because it's become a fucking national pastime.
Yeah.
Which is why they're fucking susceptible to judgment. I'm on some, here's my judgment. Back to the joke you made. And I know that we connect on this because I see you see me and I'm very grateful for it. Here's my judgment. I just hope you're good.
Right.
Like, I struggle seeing anyone in my feed. You should see me at the airport. Like, I just want to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
I love people. I hope you're good. Life is amazing and at times hard. I cheer for people. It's the format of this show. What do I want out of this show? That these 800 people and these 80,000 people that listen this week start liking you more, start listening to your music, watch your videos, go to your show. Like, if you're not leaving positive deposits, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, that's because of the things that you pull value to, like, as a human being, like the things that you find valuable? Maybe
You mean like the New York Jets?
Yeah,
The
like
New
the
York-
Jets.
but like,
Not buying them, I mean like watching them.
but like the New York. Well, I mean, you're
I find
fucking nuts about the Jets.
I find value in one place. Kindness.
Right.
I find value in like the warmth of knowing that if I'm struggling for a period of time, that if I can call Brandon Warnicki or my mom, I'll be good in a second because those are go-to people for me where I know if I call, it's going to be a smile. And I'm that for the world.
Yeah, my mother used to say all the time, watch how people treat old people and animals. And that's how you know how their heart is.
Well, that's
like Mama did the whole thing. She was like, you know, that's how you
Is she Italian?
kindness speaks.
Is
She
your
was
mom-
Italian.
is your
Yeah.
mom alive?
Shit,
No, she's passed. Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Well, yeah, you feel more than I do. I actually have a weird relationship with animals. I actually resent.
That's a clip.
I have a real statement here. My team always tells me not to bring this up.
Okay.
They're always scared that it's going to be clipped out of context. I resent the way humans blindly treat animals and not each other. It pisses me off. I don't know what else to say. I wish the world treated each other
Yeah.
the way that.
Google Jamboard.
The fuck just happened?
Fuck is that?
This Google fucking screen. I think you had double like fingers or something.
The fuck is the thing
What
on the
happened?
screen?
I thought it was broken.
The screen just got all black
screen's
lines
all
on it.
Let me
Scribbled.
finish this thought. It's
Yeah.
incredibly important. You see a dog, you're just like, oh, pure love.
Yeah.
We see humans, and most people have fear when they see a stranger.
I feel like I'm very scared of animals.
Me too.
Like, but
Wow.
yeah,
Fuck those
like,
animals.
No. But I think
kidding,
it's
I'm kidding.
important to really like have that bond with animals too. Like the same way you have a bond with people. Like you should treat everybody the same way. It
But,
don't ma-
but people are comfortable with animals because they can't talk back.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, they don't feel like they're judging them.
Exactly.
That's right. Humans are
100%.
petrified of other humans. They let's play it. Let's go around the horn.
All right.
What's your general vibe when you meet strangers or new people? Like, how does it usually play out? Cautious, trust is earned. How do you kind of roll when you meet people?
I'm very
Real talk, like real vulnerable, real talk, like from all three of you. I fucking mean it because I
love
want
this.
value out of this show.
Yeah.
Like for y'all, but also for the audience. What is your default when you meet people?
Honestly, I feel like I don't trust very easily. I always, when I meet people, I always have good energy. Like I smile and I make sure that like my first impression is always very important, but I can't trust you right away. Like I gotta know you, I gotta talk to you, communicate with you to know what type of person you are. And from there on, like we gotta build up our relationship. But I think it's very important to also not think negatively about other people right away and don't judge.
Right. So it's not that you feel negative, but it's a neutral with a caution because you want to because trust is important.
Exactly.
Okay.
Trust is important.
Yeah.
How do you roll?
I think it
Really?
depends on my mind space.
Okay.
Where I
so
am
whatever
mentally.
mood you're in
Reflects directly.
makes sense. That's by the way, that's everyone.
Directly.
Yeah.
Like if I'm with my family, like I'm super protective, like with my kids, because everybody always strangers taking pictures of my kids is weird. Like everybody always wants a picture, as you know it is. And I always get super, I go into dad mode. And sometimes I just have to explain, I'm being a father right now, not a,
Great
I'm not
answer.
famous,
Great
so
answer, though.
I'm with my kid right now, that kind
Most
of thing.
people
So they
respect
do
that.
that. Most do. Some don't, but most do. And then again, that's not my problem. That's theirs. Like that's what I'm doing. I have to worry about my kid, my daughter, my son.
And you know this,
that.
I'm going through it now. Like what you never think about is like I've come to learn, most kids that have someone who's a parent of notoriety hate it.
Yeah.
Hate.
Yeah.
They don't think it's cool.
No.
They think it blows.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want people to like them because of you.
Right.
They don't
try to tread their own way.
don't want people taking the time away from them and you in the limited time you have.
Yeah. But for the most part, I'm there to make truly believe I live to make people laugh. I'm here to make people smile. So for the most part, I'm there unless I'm running for a plane and I'm late. But overall, I think that, and I think people get that from me too. But I'm just in a weird place because I've been on TV 10 years. They've seen me. I wasn't playing a character, so they feel like they know me.
Right. Exactly.
So I come in at a different way. But that I think really depends on where I'm at.
Yeah, I
love that.
think I try to control the controllables. So for me, I'm not concerned about the person's reaction. I just know that I can control my own energy, and I'm huge on energy. So I'll put as much good as I can out there, even on days. And I used to say all the time, during the pandemic, discipline is a thing that you do with if you're trying to accomplish something. But I also think discipline is a thing that you do when you treat people. So even if I'm not feeling 100%. I try and give, even if I gotta force it out of me, give it out, because I do feel like the universe is gonna reciprocate that energy back. My godmother always used to say, be the energy that you wish to attract. So I just try and be consistent with that. And if somebody's not feeling it,
Bro, I
fuck 'em.
I fucking love you for this. On Real Talk. And honestly, you know what's so funny? I used to be on the track of fuck 'em, but I didn't mean it.
Right.
You know where I'm at, it's not fuck 'em. It's actually I'm in full, I feel bad for you.
Yes.
My compassion, the compassionate catfish is here. Actually, let's open these packs. We're doing the VeeFriends part now.
Right.
Ooh.
Nice.
See that?
Oh, I'm excited right now. Hold on, this is huge. They just traded packs. I want to see who
I got him real quick, too. I caught him off guard.
I like that.
Okay. All right.
All right. What I want you to do is go through these VeeFriends, look at all your cards, and decide which character you most associate with. You getting glasses?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we
Getting
go.
older. I saw it.
There he is.
By the way, I'm
There
going
he
through
is.
it too, brother.
Dude,
I'm getting close. I'm gonna have to do. Oh, I got my favorite. I got my favorite underrated character. Here's some alpha for VeeFriends. I'm getting serious about developing this character. I just
got a good
got
one?
my. I got a good one.
Polished poodle.
You got a good one?
Polished
Okay.
poodle.
Ooh, you pulled a good one. She pulled a shiny.
Then
it's a
I
rare
might
one.
just
Okay.
use this
No,
one.
but look at the names.
Okay.
We're
Don't
picking
use
one
the
guy?
shiny one. Pick one character that most represents you.
Okay.
But you know what's funny? Back to compassionate catfish being here. I was never fuck them. I was always first and youth. I was they don't matter. No peer pressure. Didn't feel it. Now in my older age, when someone's coming with the wrong energy to me, especially I'm like you, I come out the gate fire hose of positivity
100%.
and love. I'm always trying to make people feel comfortable.
Yep.
Because I'm so comfortable, and I know most people aren't comfortable.
Yep.
So I'm trying to make the whole scene
I'm the
comfortable.
same way.
If someone's really not about that towards me, I go into my God,
Yep.
I just came in here and love bombed the fuck out of this room. Went humble, especially now that I have notoriety. Now I did this when I was 19 and no one on earth knew who the fuck I was, and it would work as a good thing for people. Now you carry some reputation, so it's even double works.
Sure.
Everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. So now if I see darkness to that, I'm like, that person is in a deep bad place.
Yeah.
And I need to double down and try to get them out.
I go why? Why? What has gotten you to this
I usually
point?
think it's real fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Right.
I didn't, by the way, just like talking about real life, back to gratitude, everybody. Big shout out to everybody here. Western Jack, what's good? Good since 82, first time chat. Let's clap it up for good since 82.
All right.
My intuition is they were born in 82, so I find that awesome. But podcast Twitch, who's watching live, if you're listening to the podcast, go to GaryVee.com/Twitch, subscribe up, make sure you catch us live in the future. My big thing now, though, is like, look, like, for example, real talk. I had a 6 to 7 p.m. meeting today with a journalist. Literally, yeah, because Joe was, I don't know if you guys know this. Twitch, I don't know if you know this. Podcast, if you're listening. Joe was so inappropriately late. Right, and made this episode much shorter. If you're watching right now and you're like, wait a minute, most are 60 minutes. Why is this only 35? That's Joe. It's all Joe's fault. But because of Joe being so wildly late,
we had a great conversation.
we did. But I got to see this text from my admins. This meeting is canceled tonight because she's on a plane right this second to Chicago because her mom had a heart attack. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think people understand how life actually works.
Yeah.
We're worried about all this dumb shit, and real life shit is happening. Since we've done this podcast, ungodly amounts of tragic things have happened in the world. And I don't see that as dark. I see that as, my God, I'm so grateful that that hasn't happened in my inner circle yet.
Yeah.
Yet. Nobody lives to 100 without heartbreak.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
Nobody comes out
100%.
unscathed.
But that's the thing too, though. Like, if you're in the landscape that we're on, you're putting out. So people are just seeing the product. But like day to day, I mean, I don't know how it is for everyone, but I'm by myself, creating ideas, wearing all these different hats. I mean, I got a team now that helped me. I'm so grateful for. But like, we're human beings at the end of the day too. So there's
Flag him down. Just said Joe for president 2024. I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother.
No.
Joe, are you willing to announce your presidential run right here on Podcast with Friends?
Sure.
How many votes do you think you're going to get?
7.
Teen?
Present company not included. I got 2 in this room. I don't know. I'm still working on you.
voting for you. Are you out of your fucking mind?
you show up late to the campaign.
Let's go. Which character out of the VeeFriends you pulled most spoke to you?
I got
Ooh, I love this.
tough to beat a worm from the dirt.
Ooh.
Look.
There is a worm in VeeFriends whose name is Tough to Beat a Worm from the Dirt.
Oof.
Why did that connect with you?
I wanted to ask you, like, can you explain?
I can, but why did it associate? On your first reaction, what hit you? You like worms, or
I do.
I fuck with worms.
Not about worms.
You like worms?
And flowers, yeah.
The flower.
flower.
Yeah.
I like worms
Yeah, I'll explain
more,
this really simple. This is one of. There's 283 characters. This is. Oh, I'm sorry. This is literally, genuinely one of my favorite characters. Let's see if I get the light here.
There you go.
Boom.
So let me tell you why I love this character. I feel like this is me, and I feel like it's all the people I fuck with. I believe that if you're lucky enough to be born into humble environments and you have love around you, you become undefeated. That I think there's incredible vulnerability with privilege at youth. And it leads to a lot of the things I think about, which is insecurity and confidence. When you come from the dirt,
Yeah.
you know what life feels like when you don't have stuff and fame and money and fancy things. And even the toughest upbringings have many days of happiness in that dirt. And I think it gives you a better perspective of life. Like, I just think that worm, it's kind of like, and I'm going to go actually even deeper. This is an alpha story. Growing up, I used to play with worms a lot. We were 80s kids. We were like, this is just what we did in New Jersey. Yep. And then I just like the dirt. And then I thought about dirt and worm. And I think a lot of kids, there's 10, 15, 19, 16, 7, 9, 10, 13, and even 20, 30, 40-year-olds right now who don't give themselves enough credit for their resilience.
Oh, sure.
And resilience is required.
Yeah. 100%. And anything.
Sure.
Resilience is required.
Yeah.
So the fucking worm is one of my favorite characters. I'm a big fan. I'm glad you picked that. Joey,
I went with Polished Poodle.
please tell me why you
Polished
associate.
poodle.
Because when I look at you,
You're looking
probably
pretty
the
clean
last thing
today.
I think about is polished.
Yeah, but the first thing you think about is poodle. I'm a dog guy. I mean, I have a nonprofit around dogs, old dogs.
love that.
So Gatto Pups and Friends. Shout out to my peeps.
Shout out that. Hold on, let's do that again. Not as fast.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out the URL so people can go and maybe contribute.
Gatto Pups and Friends is our nonprofit we launched last year. Yeah, that's a .com. That's not an official. That's the GattoPupsandFriends.com or on Instagram at Gatto Pups and Friends. It's our nonprofit we started last year, mostly senior and unwanted dogs. Had our 57th adoption last week, cinnamon roll. Found a home, so it was great. But I'm a dog guy. I love dogs, and I feel like I'm a little polished right now because I did some real self-work over the past couple of years.
I'm proud of you, bro.
So I feel like I'm a little in this stage of me right now. So that spoke to me. So
Awesome.
Nikki?
I got the principled praying mantis.
Okay.
I picked that because I wouldn't be where I am today without principle. Because I think you talk about growing up in humble beginnings. Growing up, like, we were very fortunate. Like, I had a roof over my head. I had a loving family. But I also had a father that worked every day.
Yeah.
And when he worked every day, like, he was a leader. And, like, leader, when there's a natural born leader, it's action. It's not telling you. Like, he just
100%.
fucking got up and fucking went to work.
It's not preaching. It's putting
It's
in work.
100%. And whenever I wanted to do something, whenever I wanted to accomplish something, he instilled in me that you have to work for what you get. And so, being that I didn't really necessarily come out of the mud, but when I was 9 years old, painting my whole fucking fence back to front.
You know what's funny? Let's talk about that. There's a lot of kids that grow up in middle class, upper middle class, and even occasionally wealthy families.
Yeah.
That the parents are just like, fuck this shit. And like, yes, we're not poor, but like, we're not giving you money after 10.
Nothing.
And so like, you want money?
10.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, if I wanted Madden, it was go watch each window's $5 of the car.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So I think
Your dad taught you work
instilling
ethic.
those principles in
100%.
me,
I love it.
and seeing principles be expressed has led me to.
Love it. That's a
where I
rookie
am.
card too. There's a
I love
series
it.
1, as you can see, these white backs right here, where those are my original
those are
drawings.
sick.
Yeah, those are my original drawings.
Cool.
But this is series 2.
That's your original. I'm sorry, Gary, but
drew
that's
that.
your original drawing.
I drew that. I drew.
You weren't. You weren't kidding with the no artist bullshit.
No, bro, well, fuck you, bro. What about
do you
this?
mean?
Look at this. That's fucking.
You drew that. That's way
all
better.
right.
That's all right. I don't even know what that is.
Can I get a side by side here? Gary, give me that for a
Wait,
second.
wait a minute. I'm about to really fuck with you,
Okay,
though.
go ahead.
Fuck you. I drew this, and this is fresh.
Wow. All right. Respect.
Okay, but hold on.
Then you also drew this.
Right, exactly.
What are you talking about? That's a jolly fucking Jacko.
What is that? Like,
That's
honestly,
fucking
what is?
shit.
Give me that. Give me
You know
that.
what that is?
What was
That's
it?
your worst nightmare, fucking Nicky. That dude's gonna come to your house and cut your fucking throat.
Yeah, and you think I'm gonna be scared of that? Is what I'm saying? Yeah,
With
he
a
comes to
fucking
my
knife.
house. Yeah. Maybe. You took a couple art classes in between
right.
those
there
two
you go.
cards.
All right, let me
It's
give you
great.
mine.
Okay.
The tenacious termite.
Favorite word?
Ooh.
Is that your favorite word?
Tenacious is my favorite. One of my sayings is
I
be
am
tenacious.
obsessed with tenacity.
Yes,
Yup.
love
like
it.
again, back to like what I think everyone's trying to do here. And by the way, you said something earlier about like the concept of it being an emotional thing, not a physical thing. I don't recall what the reference was, but that's how I think about tenacity. Like I think the emotional success that I think everybody who's watching right now or listening, I think this is probably the most interesting thing that I'm personally working on. I've been in the lab, and that means in my head.
Yeah.
Shower, flights, driving.
It's the best.
It's the lab.
It's the
It's the
fucking
actual
best.
fucking lab,
It's
right?
the fucking best shit ever.
I've been in the lab, and all I'm thinking about is if I can market to the world the redefining of success to be peace of mind and smiling
Yeah.
instead of fucking stuff, I could leave the biggest impact of all time, and I don't know why one wouldn't try.
Totally.
And
agree.
so I think tenacity is an incredible trait, but it's the tenacity not to go on tour every day or make music every day or be an entrepreneur or build content. It's the tenacity to fight for calm.
Yeah. That's what we're trying
The
to do.
emotional work.
Yeah,
I see
no,
it. The emotional
100%.
work.
No, 100%. And I think too, like when you get to the place where, because social media is great, but it's also a dangerous place because there's so many people telling you what they think you should do, even if you're so deep rooted in who you are. And a lot of people are trying to define what success is and what they think your success should be. And like, if you kind of tune into that, it could be a dangerous place.
By the way, Nicky, on that, I know people have this take on social. I will say this, pre-social, my issue was you only had a couple of voices.
Right.
Your parents defined success.
Right.
And you were stuck in that two-person
100,
game.
for sure.
Whereas now all these other voices, to your point, there's unlimited garbage.
Yes.
But if you try to find the gold, there's more gold out there than ever was.
100%.
The way we grew up, we didn't have these voices.
For sure.
There was none of us.
And you also
running
get
around.
you get the world instead of your neighborhood, right? Think about the circle of people that are influencing you.
Talk to me about some. I'm going to end with dreams. Tell me a dream you have. We've gone deep. You could make it far more light. I'd rather it actually be a little more selfish than the selfless talk we just did, like a fun thing, like winning an Academy Award, or like, you know, you're so young in the journey compared to us old guys. We're young, by the way. Anybody under 90 is young. 92-year-olds, I apologize. Where are you at? What's a dream of yours at this point?
I have a lot of dreams because
Break them down. Shoot them.
I have the vision,
Had a girl like that.
but I wanna get nominated for the Grammy Awards next year. I see myself winning a Grammy soon.
Yeah.
I
Amen.
believe in my dreams. That's why everything I speak into existence.
Why do you value soon?
Soon, because I believe like I can make it work soon.
Do you feel like wanting it soon potentially has any impact on your output? I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm worried about soon.
Okay.
Because for me, it's like if you win a Grammy in 7 years, you're a child,
Yeah.
and that's fresh and amazing. And I think it takes a little pressure off your chest because when you put soon or fast on it, it sometimes changes the things people do because they think they need to achieve it in a window to put an ideology on a pedestal. Thoughts?
No, yeah, I feel like soon for me means whenever God is handing it to me, whenever like God's plan, like it'll come whenever it'll come.
So fight for it as fast as possible because that's the tenacity.
Yeah.
But you're chill if you get it in 19 years, not in 19
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Put the
I'm
work
cool
in
with that.
now.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I just want to make it work. I just want to like. I honestly like. I always take my time with everything. I just dropped an EP. I took my time with that too. It came together very organically. I wasn't forcing it. I was like, I think it was God telling me like, right now, Dina, is your time to put it out there. So other than the Grammy, I want to work.
You like intuition?
Yeah.
You go with it or do you overthink it? Like what you feel in your stomach, does your brain have say? Is it a partner to your stomach or does it actually overrule your stomach?
It used to, because I used to overthink a lot, but right now I really just go with my intuition. Like I trust my gut feeling, so whatever my gut feeling
Yeah, I feel
says.
like God's plan is a cousin to the intuitive stomach.
I'm all
It's a
intuition.
tag team. Yeah, I think it's the biggest miss in society right now. I think we've over-rationalized in the last 100 years. And that if you go back 100 years, there was unlimited people walking around of like, you know, like evil eye and stomach. And I think intuition is underrated.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you got to go with. I mean, everybody, you're your own compass. You know,
Because you
You're-
know
so-
that feeling.
Well, it all
like
falls on you.
You know the feeling when it's right.
You're accountable for your own.
Yes.
Right? So it all falls on you.
100%.
I think that's part of it. You know.
Exactly.
Keep talking amongst yourself. I'm trying to buy more time in the podcast.
Okay.
Keep building on that. Any thoughts on that?
I would say the thing about it's funny because like I think it's also a young thing too because like when I was 19 years old,
Yeah.
you know, and I look where I am now at 47, so different, right? Like
Right.
it took me. I'm an 18-year overnight success. It took me as almost
Exactly. I
a
love
year
that.
older than
Oh, wow. I
you,
love
right?
that.
To
Yeah.
make it. Like I was doing improv in
I love
little
that.
buildings, you know. So
I love that.
you gotta really take your time with it too, which is good. But I love that. If as long as you're putting the work in, I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
100%.
Right?
But I love how you said 18-year overnight success because
100%.
like it looks overnight.
100%.
but,
You're like, where'd these guys come
And
from?
you don't realize all the work you're putting in behind the scenes. And nobody sees it. Nobody does it. What's done in the dark one day comes to the light.
Yeah.
And when it happens, it's like everybody, overnight. No, motherfucker.
No,
I've been
18 years.
Like the whole way here. I've been working. But
Let's get a question or two from Twitch. Twitch, what do you got? I agree. Dina is a superstar. This is gonna be fun
I
to
do
look
agree,
at.
man. I
This is
agree.
gonna be a
Thank
lot of
you.
fun
Yeah.
to watch in like 9 years, like and be like, she was fucking in our office.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know.
And, oh, I remember Joe. We miss him.
The girl.
Rest in peace.
Joe,
Come on, that ain't
Don't
even
do
right.
that.
No,
I fucking
hate
don't
that.
like that,
I hate
Joe.
that shit.
I'm
I hate
so
that
with you,
shit. I
bro.
hate that fucking.
Don't do
Don't
that
even
shit.
fucking put it out.
I don't like
Yeah,
that
don't
shit.
don't even fucking
Joe,
put that
don't
shit
be a
out.
dick face.
My
I don't
grandmother
like
does that
this.
all the time. I'm like, Nona, stop.
I don't like
grandmothers
that.
are supposed
Well,
to.
grandmas are supposed to do that. That's
yeah.
our leverage.
Yeah, yeah.
Be like, if you don't
Yeah,
listen
no,
to me,
you're
I'll be
right.
dead
Yeah, I'll be
tomorrow.
dead. Yeah, no, shit, literally. No, yeah, one
They
day
use
I'm gonna
it.
not be here.
You're gonna do it while I'm here. You're
Yeah.
gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Eat the
I love
meatballs.
Forever 1620. Let's go with you, Nicky, because you're so early in your career. What's your biggest takeaway so far from your career? Will Joe Gatto be at VeeCon next year? August
almost this
8th
year.
to the 11th in LA. Want to come up and like make some people laugh?
Deal. I'm there.
All right. We're going to
Yeah,
work on it.
I'm actually, I'm not touring then.
All right. Good.
Dope.
We're going to figure that out.
Cool.
Nikki,
What was the question,
at this
sorry?
point, you're 2 seconds in, but at this point, your single biggest takeaway from this career you have as an emerging public figure that you wouldn't have thought the day before you posted that first TikTok. You didn't see it coming. You're like, oh shit, this.
Fear is afraid of you too.
Interesting. Break that down.
And if you like, fear is like has so much control, but it's the same feeling as happiness. So if you run at, like, nobody runs from happiness. Fear is deathly afraid of the day where you turn around and be like, I'm not fucking afraid of you.
It's funny you say
and then
that.
it loses all power. You could be afraid and do all these things. Like, I've done a ton of shit scared out of my mind, but I'm still me because I'm not gonna let fear beat me. And I think, like, for the past 3 years, I've been afraid in multiple occasions, but my godmother told me, you have to embrace every emotion, but you can't be every emotion. So when I do feel fear, I'm just like, all right, well, I'm afraid, but I'm still gonna do what the fuck I'm meant to do.
It's so funny. It's literally incredibly similar to one of my favorite quotes for myself that I say occasionally, but I say to myself all the time, which is, fear is fake.
It's
fake as fuck. Fear hangs out with fucking Santa Claus.
Wait a minute. What
What's
What's
fuck
that?
you just
Wait,
said?
what are you saying?
I'm saying, oh my God, this reminds me of something that I got to tell you. Do you know what? Do you know when I stopped telling jokes? 4th grade. Do you know why?
Why?
Denise Laurie, if you're out there, big shout out. Denise Laurie was my sister's best friend.
Okay.
She was in kindergarten. I was in 4th. My sister was in 1st grade. We come home from school. This is 80s life, all outside chilling.
I wasn't even a thought.
It was the best. You were just outside constantly, living. Parents knew. There's fucking parents right now that have fucking trackers on their kids in college.
Yeah.
I was 6.
Wow.
My mom had no fucking clue where the fuck I was.
No way.
I was in the neighborhood somewhere.
Be home by
Somewhere.
dark.
6.
Be home by
Somewhere.
dark.
You wanna talk about
It's a
fear?
different world, though, Gary.
It's
Same
safer.
world.
Bingo.
It's same world.
All right. I
They
don't
fucking
know.
tricked you,
I don't
Nikki.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably did.
It's fucking safer now.
right.
With all these phones and everything, kidnappers are like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the
It's
Amber
safer.
Alert? Somebody
Right.
had to see you.
It's safer. It's so fucking safe.
Somebody had to see
Nikki,
you get stuffed
it's
into a
10
trunk.
times safer.
Yeah.
It's just that the news became a business and selling fear, which is fake, fucking works. Anyway, Joe, last time I told
Told
a
the
joke.
joke.
So I hear this joke. It fucking rips all day in 4th grade. I'm killing people. They're like, you're Richard Pryor. I'm like, I'm Richard Pryor. I'm fucking killing it. I come home and I tell this joke to my crew. Robbie Turnick, Marissa Bird, Andy Greco, Denise
Shout
Laurie.
out.
Big
Shout out.
shout out. I'm giving all the shout. Eric Godfrey, Alan Godfrey. I'm like, gang, let me fucking, I'm on my way. I'm going to be a practical joker in the future. I'm that guy. I'm like, here's the joke. All right. If the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, and Santa Claus were in a room and I threw a quarter in the middle of the room, who would get it? No one, because there's no such thing as the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, and the Easter Bunny.
You're
So I
a
tell this
villain.
joke,
That's deep.
everyone's dying, laughing, except Denise Laurie starts crying.
Because you dropped the truth bomb on that ass.
Because she still believed. It gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, father came to see you.
Worse.
At the door.
Worse.
Where is he?
Ding dong.
Oh, shit.
Get to the door. Denise's mom, who is literally, may she rest in peace, one of the greatest women I had ever met in my life. You want to talk about sweetness? Sweetness. Again, back to 80s. All the moms were my
Everybody's
mom.
Yep.
Right.
By the way, you want to talk about how different shit was? In 1985, if you got fresh or did some wrong shit in the neighborhood and you were on your friend's lawn, their mom could smack you.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was smacked by women that were not my mom.
Yeah.
And I said, thank you very much. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Apologize to them. Yeah.
Imagine that shit happening now.
Nah,
Yeah.
come on now. Nah, I can't.
But I ruined her fucking life. She came over, and nothing hurts more than. And I was a good leader in the neighborhood. She just looked me dead in the face and she said, "I'm disappointed in you."
Disappointed. Oh.
Honestly, I can't even tell you what's going on in my body.
yeah.
I'm telling
I
this.
feel
I've
it.
never told this story. It was fucking devastating. Anyway, I don't know if you know this, but Santa's fake.
Okay. There's just all people crying in the chat.
And fear hangs out with Santa.
Yeah.
Fear is fake. Fear is some shit you made up. And we need to get the fucking shit out of the system. Because right now, unfortunately, if you want to know what's going on in the world, it's that fear is on fire. It has momentum. It is on fire.
Yep.
Politicians have weaponized it. Parents have weaponized it. School systems have weaponized it. Humans have weaponized it. Young generations have weaponized it on old generations. It is the weapon of choice.
It's just a
and
feeling.
I fucking hate it
Yeah.
more than anything on
Just a
earth.
feeling.
I fucking hate fear as much as I hate Bill Belichick.
And that's a lot.
Fuck yeah. Drop that mic. I think we were talking about dreams.
Yeah. I want to own a pony.
HBCU said, Gary, tell me more about becoming a full-time streamer. I said this the other day. I'm very real on this. I think what I'm doing right now, for me, I don't have time. If I was 22, I would get in front of a camera and stream all day. It is very clear to me that live is the opportunity right now for all three of you. I couldn't push you more enough to do TikTok live all day long, brushing your teeth, driving, pretend you're late on the train to a meeting, like whatever you're up to and like
I drove,
to do.
by the way. I drove.
You drove your own car?
Drove my own
Good for
car.
you. I do that all the time.
I just really, really, really think that live. And so anyway, what did I mean? I mean that I really genuinely believe that streaming is a huge platform. People are interested in people.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on a show. I don't have to give a keynote.
Right.
I'm about to stop this and go on mute. And people are gonna watch in the background me going on with my day. And that's interesting because it's an insight, because I can tell you this, 16-year-old me would have looked up to GaryVee and would have thought it was fucking cool to see how he does his day. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know.
That to me, like, I'm huge on watching people, being observant,
Me too.
and watching how
Yeah.
people move.
Right.
So if I take
From
a
the
liking,
bushes.
I got binoculars, I got the whole thing. But like I've
Bushes.
I've
Nicky lives in the bushes.
no, I do. No. Like, I'm watching everything.
That's great, man.
And
too.
so, like, when I see that, like, when I watch people work, I take what I can, and I almost like. And that's the thing, and that's why I'm so blessed to be living in this area. Is like, there's so much free fucking game out there. You just got to pay attention.
Yeah.
And you just got to look for it. And you just got to have the hunger to do
Blondie,
it.
I need to get rid of my fear of the camera. My friends, if someone says you're not attractive, they're a piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
They're a
Like,
piece of shit.
I don't know what else to say. Like, can we make you like this one? Like, I don't know what
I don't
if
like 'em.
someone comes on your fucking platform and comes to you, they come to your home.
Right.
Your page is your home.
Yep.
And they don't take off the shoes.
Yeah.
And they look you in the face and say
fuck?
you're ugly.
Get out.
Get out.
They
Yeah.
are a piece
Right.
of
Shit.
shit.
For sure.
Right.
That's how we're ending the show. Thank you, boys and
Thank you,
girls.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.